Well, hello everybody. So I'm going to try to add in some filler right here because I couldn't really edit or play all the noise that was in this part of the video. I'm not going to edit any of the video out unless there's some kind of blurriness or something in the pictures. So it may get a little long, but we ordered a storm shelter like 8 weeks ago, and I came home from work today and they were there. They had already dug the hole, so I didn't get to video that. And they were preparing to install our tornado shelter that seats 10 people. Now, as we go along, just because I feel like there'll be people that'll want to know, I'm going to show them burying it, and I'm going to show us actually going in it and training our dogs to go in it. And because I had this to happen before, we had a cellar separate from another house we lived in, and my dogs wouldn't go down in it. I don't know if they knew there were snakes hidden in the walls or, because there were concrete blocks in that one, and it was kind of damp in there. But they wouldn't go in it. So I want to train the dogs to go in, and I'm also going to keep things down there should our home blow away, like bottled water and, a change of clothes, things like that, until I'm going to do that until our insurance company can get us a camper to stay in or another home to stay in. And anyway, here the people are arriving with the two parts to the thing. And I'll probably voice over some of this to show you, but they ended up having to swap it out because they found a crack in it. It wasn't all the way through it. But I don't want to pay that much money for something like that and it have a crack, even if it's not all the way through, because just the ground shifting or an earthquake could go ahead and make it crack over time. And then we'd be dealing with water leaking in it or whatever. I don't want that. So I don't know how much maintenance I'll have to do to keep spiders and snakes out of it. I think there's a seal around the door. If there's not a seal around the door, then I'm going to have Dad to put one in there, because a guy I talked to one day told me that on those fiberglass ones that they're guaranteed not to get spiders or bugs in them or snakes. And this guy didn't tell us this, but I like the idea of the concrete because I was told one of my friends got a fiberglass one and it leaks, but she didn't have it professionally installed, so it might be that it leaks because her husband and somebody else did it, and they may have not known really for sure how to do it, or it might have messed up while they were doing it, and they just felt like they could keep it, wiped out good and cleaned out good, and they could still use it in the event of a tornado because they live in a modular home like we do, a manufactured home. So anyway, just watch the install, watch the digging, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
He's been working on digging somebody a pond. He got it all dead dug, but he tried to get the levee fixed on it.
Ah. Well, it apparently ain't going to take long to do this. Yeah, I saw.
Front of it was ripped out,
Oh.
cracked. Place where we got that thing for Jay Trucker the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Got one real, a little bit smaller, a little smaller than that one.
Yeah.
This place is huge.
Yeah.
$8,800.
They're handy to have, though.
Put them at the well, talk to Courtney and talk to your mama. Go in and have on it.
Come Sean's dog and over there. Up there, he's smelling the truck wheels. I can see his tail going back and forth. I need to let them in. I'm gonna have to try to get them mats out of Boo too. I don't want it wet yet. Here comes Nosy Butt from next door, Mr. Dog. He got to check everything out. By the way, I just want to say that dog doesn't belong to my son. We have a state police officer next door, and it's his dog, and we love it. Oh, he said, how about the belly? Hi, buddy. Don't go down in there. That's too far. She started to jump down in that hole. And he seen how deep it was and said, no, maybe not. Maybe not a good idea. Picking it up. I didn't see any professional concrete installs. I mean, I didn't search the whole entire YouTube, but there wasn't it. There was people doing it, but not companies. Come on, puppy. Come on, puppy. I see that. Who noticed it?
Group. Quint.
So they're just going to unload this part for now and then...
Yeah, they're going to unload that one there and set it down. And, the guy said he had another one in the mold. It'll be ready in the morning.
Okay.
So he's going to take the other one, that one back, and bring that one back tomorrow.
Okay. Well, Jay, I guess you came down here for nothing anyway. So I guess you heard the explanation. The guy discovered the crack and he called the manufacturer, and they have a good one in the mold ready to take out in the morning, which would be today. And then they'll return that one, get the new one, and come today. Pet Dad said he thought it might be around 12 o'clock Central Time. I keep listening for them to get here, and when they do, I'll be there to video the progress of the rest of the install. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for the next part. So yesterday, the guys came out, and I've got all that video footage that you can see, that you've been seeing, and they got the bottom part of the shelter lifted up out of the off the truck, and there was a crack in it. Now the crack was not all the way through, but of course you don't want to pay that much money for something and it have a big hole in it that might go ahead and finish cracking and start to leak. Now, if you've gotten this far on the video, you know that I'm not gonna edit anything out. There's a little bit of voice part that I need to edit, but I'm not gonna take out anything unless it's blurry footage, just so you know. But I'm gonna show you, this is the top of the shelter right here. That's the part they're gonna set on top when they get the bottom part in, which is pretty much self-explanatory, but some people don't really know how that works. I didn't know until we bought one. And let's see, there it is. I assume that's what's going to be sticking up out of the ground. Now when we looked at it, they had some kind of vents hooked in the top, like fins or something, and I think that this one will have that when they get it installed, but they probably took them off until they get done installing it. I don't know if they paint that door themselves or if I have to paint it. I don't know if I can open it. Let me see. See if it's locked. No, it ain't locked. No steps, just a hollow top. The ground's in there. So that's the door. Oh, I can't fasten it. That's the pickup things, I guess. I didn't know those were on there, where you can pick it up, hook the chains to it, and pick it up. Maybe that's why it cracked. Somebody left their water bottle out here. Anyway, there's that big old machine they use to lift it up, right there. And then they had a bunch of other stuff up here, tractor trailers and stuff, to pick it up. There's the hole. So Pet Dad took our son, the burn victim, to St. Louis today for his follow-up appointment, so he's not here right now. I don't know if he's going to be back in time to help with the inspection of this thing when we're done. But I do trust that the guy's not going to try to rip us off, because we didn't really know there was a crack in the thing. And, oh, there's water in the bottom of that. I didn't know it rained that much. Check that out. A little bit of water, moisture. I'm glad they got that hole dug before that happened. There's a little bit of a puddle. Anyway, there's going to be quite a bit of dirt, I believe, left over, and we've got places we can put that, I'm sure. Anyway, they were honest and told us that it had a crack. So that's all I've got for now. There's a gate right over here that we use to get in and out. Paris had dug under that, so we had to put some blocks down there until he can do something about that. She dug and dug one day and got a hole big enough she got out. That's never happened in the 17 years we've lived here. We haven't had Paris that long, but any dog we've ever had has never gotten out of this fence. So I kind of throw that stuff down there to make it be okay. And then that little bit of stuff there is getting ready to get hauled off. We're gonna get a dumpster. It's supposed to be here in 2 weeks, I think, and we're gonna get all this stuff that we don't use or that we don't need anymore. We're gonna throw it all away. And anyway, I'm watching for the guy to come back. That's the neighbors. That's actually my son that burned himself. He's staying with us until he gets better. And he's got a lot to do before he's healed up. But anyway, I keep listening for a big truck to come with our other part of our storm shelter. Anyway, this is a continuation of we got the storm shelter finally, and there was a crack in it. So hang in there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next part. It'll be added on here, or it'll be in video too. I'm not sure yet. Bye. I just happened to look out. I heard a backup beeping sound, and they were out there working on it. They've already got the bottom of the shelter down in the ground. I stood and videoed them a while, and they got it in there good. It doesn't look level to me, but I guess they level it later. I don't know how they could, because I don't know how they could pick it up. But I guess at least we've got a place to go if we have a storm, either way. So they're getting ready to go and pick up the other part. And I've been letting the video play and record even their voices. I tried to tell them that I was just out there videoing for a YouTube channel. That's the owner of the business operating the equipment, and then that's his helpers. But I told him I had a YouTube channel and I was just wanting to video it, and I hope he didn't mind. And they act like they were scared at first to let me video, but, you know, I wasn't doing it for lawsuit purposes. I was doing it just to show how they do. But I guess it's self-explanatory. You saw them pick it up yesterday, and then you saw them put it back on the trailer because that one was cracked. And they do have problems with this, so keep an eye out. I don't know, they had to leave at the end of it when they started putting the top on. You'll see that in the video, so just watch and see what I'm talking about. No, the seals are semi on the seals. After 4 more to semi. I missed out in the bottom part getting put in. Dead gummit. I don't know if I can get him to put this in, because there's a tree in the way. At least you'll get to see the top part get put on. And that's pretty self-explanatory right there. They dropped it in the hole. Sorry. Man, they're quiet. You'd think these big old machines would be louder than that. But they're really not. I just heard something beeping and it made me come out. And look, and there they were, already had it put in. Now they're lifting up the top of it, which will probably be very easy because it's got those things on top of it that'll make it set down, you know. What's that thing, the seal?
Yeah,
It's like a seal.
for the two pieces going together, that way it doesn't get water in it.
Do you know if these things get spiders in them very easy?
I would say so.
They probably do. I figured they would. It's better than getting in a tornado.
I'd take my chances with the spider.
That's right. Or a snake.
I'd take my chances with the tornado.
Even bark. I can't believe that. And they're nosy as all get out.
Where are you going, Chris? Who, you? Yeah. You gonna move? Yeah, I'm gonna put you. Yeah. I thought you was just like, you're asking me, am I gonna push or? Go ahead and pick up.
Yeah, I think we might need to shorten this one long chain.
Can you hold up with that door?
So at this point, these poor guys were trying everything they could to move this. They put boards underneath of the edges. They tried pushing it themselves, like they were trying to get it to set on the base. And the owner of the company that was operating the excavator tried even scooting it over, and all it did was chew up the seal that keeps it from leaking in the center. So they messed with it for a while. They kept trying to pull the chains up closer, let the chains out. I mean, they worked so hard. And then they finally packed up their stuff real quick and took off. I assume they were going to lunch. So here they were really trying to raise up on this thing and put it on top of the other thing, the bottom part of this storm shelter. And I don't know if it shows up on the video, but they ended up breaking 2 of the handles, of the 4 handles they were supposed to hook to move it. So I guess I'll let you watch that. Now right here, they were getting so close to getting that perfect. The guy was telling him, you know, move it this way, move it that way. And I mean, it was so almost perfect, like an inch, I think, being right. And then something broke. I think that's when maybe the second of the two rebar handles that they had it chained to broke, and it just was impossible to move it anymore. That thing, it was super, super heavy. I don't remember how much he said it weighs, but it's a lot. And they sat down on the ground. They tried pushing it with their feet. They tried putting boards underneath of it and standing on the boards. And I mean, it was absolutely having no effect whatsoever to get that thing to budge, as you will see.
Yeah, I mean, we're about a foot overhanging. Oh, yeah.
So here they're trying to fine tune it, trying to perfect it. Just that little bitty inch clearance, and then it got slid over one way too far. And they tried to get the front lined up with the back. And all that time, it was grinding that seal off along the front edge there where those boys are. It was just rubbing that seal off of the edge, you know, that keeps the water from running in it. So it just was not lining up with them. So you'll see as it goes along, it just kept going further south. I completely felt sorry for them.
We need to put a new gasket on anyway.
We got plenty of gaskets.
Yeah.
Let me get this thing picked up. We have enough to put a whole new one on it. Yeah.
Yeah. You just want to sit it there?
Guys, I don't know. I'm going to try to video through the window. I think I'm making them nervous. But they tried to put it in and they broke the rebar on top of it. And now it's dropped down real hard on top of the unit. Who knows if they're going to have to even get another one and bring it. I don't know. I feel bad for them in a way because those things can't be easy to put in, but man, I'm trying to get between the blinds. I just couldn't stand to watch it anymore. I don't know what they're going to do. I may not video anymore until they get it filled up. I don't know. I think they're going to raise it up again. Let me see if I can raise up this window shade. Nope. All it does is open and close. It's made into the inside of the window. So I had, excuse me, I had lost my nerve to watch them video at this point, and I was just trying to video in between the mini blind slats. These mini blinds are made in, you know, into the window, so I couldn't really do much with it. I kept trying to keep it focused on that and trying to watch what happened. Eventually, I gave up watching because I couldn't do it anymore. It was making me nervous watching them. It was sitting down in there sideways, and since they had one to break on them yesterday, I was just nervous about it. So I think I went ahead and went in and sat down, and then when I came back, I think they decided to go to lunch because they didn't know what to do either.